I got my chat. All right, what's up? Welcome back to Multiverse. We are here today to do a little how-to. We are ready to flip our phone over to iOS 13, and I kind of have a special way that I do it each year. We do it nice and fresh. So I wanted to take you through it, and then I can post this on YouTube and hopefully help out some people who are wondering how to do this or who just go in and hit update, and it just updates year after year, and it gets slower and jankier and yuckier. So here's where we're at. Here's my phone down here. This is an iPhone XS Max, and it's running iOS 12. iOS 13 just came out. There's a ton of cool stuff it can do, and we're really excited about. But what we usually do once a year is we completely erase our phone and then we start over. This is because there's a lot of settings and changes and whole new architectures and systems from one operating system to the other. So it can be, in my opinion, it's kind of janky to go from like 12 to 13 or 11 to 12 or 10 to 11 because there's so many settings and things that need to get translated, and it doesn't always work just right. And then your apps all have to be updated, and they have old settings. So what I like to do, and I have over here on the side, is sort of my checklist, and we'll go through it today. It should take probably less than an hour. And let me see if I can move this up. So here's what we're going to do. This is a fresh update, and like I said, we're on iOS 12 now, the newest version, and we're just going to go on up to 13.1, which came out yesterday. So the first thing I do is I do a backup on my iCloud. Of course, that backs up every night, but you want to make sure that anything you've done up until this point right now is backed up. I pay extra for iCloud storage, so literally everything I have backed up on iCloud. I have 2 terabytes. So all of my photos, my mail, my settings, everything I can possibly turn on in iCloud, I've turned on. So it stores pretty much everything. Now, of course, all of your apps have some iCloud things in storage, some don't. So what I like to do as well is double check all of my apps. That's step 2. And I double check my apps to make sure that any security apps, anything like that, because what I'm going to do is after I erase the phone, I'm just going to download apps as I need them. So I'm going to make sure I have all my passwords and everything. Just double check. The number 3, what I do is one final time, I just run one more backup. It's really fast internet here at the Multiverse Studios, so it should just take a minute. Then we're just going to erase the whole phone. Just wipe it out back to iOS 12 point whatever it's on. And we can look that up. And what that will do is it'll erase all of my data, all of my settings. It's like just taking it right out of the box. All right. And then we're going to go into it, but we're not going to sign in with our iCloud. We're going to do the iOS 13 update. So it just puts a fresh OS on the phone. There's not any settings or apps or iCloud or anything. Then we're just going to reset it again and then set it up like a fresh phone straight out of the box with iOS 13. We're going to sign into our iCloud. It's going to download everything, and eventually, over the next few weeks, as we need an app here and there, we'll start downloading it and filling our phone back up. So that is the series we're going to do things in. We have a little Julian Avia playing here. Of course, those are the jams I always love. You can find him at Julian Avia at SoundCloud. Let's pull this down so we can just see what we're doing one at a time here. Okay. So, like I said, the first thing I do is do a backup, and that's in your iCloud settings. And what that does is it takes a sort of a snapshot of your phone at the moment, backs it all up to the cloud, which is a big server somewhere, and that way when we erase our phone, we can just pull it all back down from the cloud. That's the way I like to do it. iCloud is rock solid. This being iOS 13.1 that we're moving to, I'm even more okay with this process. I usually wait for the 0.1 update to do this. All right, so we're going to go into our settings in our phone here. And in our settings, we need to get into our iCloud settings so we can go down to backup and force a backup. Now, normally it'll back up every night when you have it plugged in and it's on Wi-Fi. But I want to force it to back up right now at 219 So any texts, I just sent some texts, I have some emails. So let's do that now. So I'm going to go up here into iCloud. All right, now you'll notice in my iCloud, I have a lot of storage. I'm using about 1/4 of my storage, 500 out of 2 terabytes. And then as you go through here, you can see I have pretty much everything turned on my iCloud. I have iCloud Photo Library turned on, which is super important to me. I love photography, so I want all my photos to be in the cloud and accessible on all my devices. My mail, contact, everything is on. Find My iPhone, iCloud backup. Then you go down through all of the apps that I use, right? And all of their iCloud settings are turned on. So anything that the developers have decided to store in the cloud, it'll be in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here to where it says iCloud Backup. And I'm going to click on that. And here's some information about that. I have iCloud Backup turned on. And it says my last successful backup was yesterday morning. So let's force it to back up right now. And I'm going to hit backup now. And that's what it's going to do. It's going to take all the information that's changed since 8:07 yesterday when it last backed up, figure all that out, and make a new backup. And again, this goes in the cloud, which is a fancy word for a computer somewhere with a big hard drive in it, probably in North Carolina or one of their data centers somewhere. And it says there's about a minute. Now, this is 2 factors. Will determine this. How much you have to back up. So if you have a gig's worth of photography or videos, or if you have 5 gigs worth of photography, right? Depending on how much you have to back up to the cloud, this of course will be longer. If you back up almost every day, that should just be little chunks. If you haven't backed up in week, 2 weeks, this may be like a huge process and it might take 20-30 minutes, right? Also, that depends on your internet. You're sending information from your phone to Apple's computer server farm somewhere, and so that relies on your internet to get out of your house. That would be your upload speed. It's different from your download speed. So I always go to fast.com to check that out. All right, so we've done a backup. Mine went pretty quick. We have fast internet here. I back up almost every day, so there probably wasn't too much to change. So we're good. Let's move up to step 2. Double check apps. So what I like to do now is go through all of my apps, of course, real quick, and just, get a mental picture of where I'm at with everything. So my phone, of course, that's all personal information. My phone has a lot of voicemails and things, but of course those are stored in the cloud. Dark Sky is in the cloud. In here, all my music apps, they're all in the cloud. So all of the, almost everything I do on my phone, I've turned on cloud because I have an iPad as well and a MacBook. So I like to make sure everything syncs. So I'm going to turn off. Let's turn off this one for a second. Where's my... Okay, so like right now I'm checking my email. Make sure it got any emails recently. Go through my apps. For example, my messages. Make sure I got all my messages. I have a couple notifications on these apps. I want to make sure I go through and check all those out. Now, I've pretty much already done that in preparation for this video. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing it live on this video. But essentially, you want to go through and make sure just that you take care of some notifications. You make sure all your apps have sort of updated and everything's good. Because we're about to erase all of these and then re-download them fresh, sign in again, like Instagram, Apollo, Google News, ESPN, Nest, my home, all of that stuff we'll just download as we need it. Okay, so I've double checked my apps. Let's go up to our, sorry about that, dudes. Okay, do another backup. So when I went and checked my email and checked my messages and changed my notifications and things, it's possible that I added information to my phone and it hasn't yet backed up. So I like to do one final backup before we move on. And again, we go into our iCloud and then back in here to our iCloud settings. We go down here to iCloud backup. And again, we hit backup now. Right? Just to make sure that anything we just did also gets backed up. So let's wait a second while we do that. This again should not take more than like less than a minute because there's hardly anything that changed just in this session right here, right? So there it is, about a minute. It should go biddly-doo. I would always suggest keeping this feature on. It can't think of a reason you really wouldn't want your phone backed up, so just keep it on. Make sure you're always backed up. You never know what might happen to your phone. With iCloud backup, you can just get a new phone and boom, all your stuff is there. It's awesome. Okay. Step 4. This is the big one. It says perm. What that means is this is a permanent step. And this is called erase contents and settings. And this is the step you would do before you like sold your phone, or before you turned your phone into your carrier, or before you essentially are giving your phone up. Because what it does is it just erases everything and sets it just like it came out of the box. So if you've ever sold your phone or traded it in, this is the step that they do or they have you do. But what that means is you're erasing everything. So I would make sure you're doing this at night, after you're done with all of your important texts and emails, or during a time of the day when you're not going to be expecting like an important text, because you're going to be without your phone and texting for probably a good half hour to an hour. So choose a good time to do this, and don't force yourself to have to rush through this, because this is kind of important. This is a big deal. So, all right, erase contents and settings. That again is in the settings. So I'm going to go into settings. And that is under General. We're going to scroll down to the very bottom, and right there you see where it says Reset. So I'm going to hit Reset, and then you have a few options here. So it's Reset All Settings. That's just like your preferences and switches and settings. That doesn't really mess with your data. Erase All Content and Settings. That's like the nuclear option. So that's the one we're going to do. That just wipes it. You also have Reset Network Settings, which is something they might recommend if you're having a lot of Wi-Fi or cell issues connecting over networks. That sometimes can clear up some, bugs or mismanaged settings in there. Reset Keyboard Dictionary, if you've added a ton of weird custom words and you just want to get back to normal. Your home screen layout, if you've got all your icons messed around, And then location and privacy, of course, is just to wipe that clean and start over fresh. We want to do this one right here. Erase all content and settings, like it says on the screen, permanent. It's going to warn us multiple times. You cannot accidentally just erase your phone. It will definitely say, are you sure? All right, now again, like we did already 2 backups already, it's like making us... Do you want to update your iCloud backup before erasing? Well, of course. Backup, then erase. I mean, even though we've already done it twice, it would be goofy to just not do that now. Like, what's it? It's going to save us 1 minute, and maybe it's going to... Just do it. Right? We've got time. We can do this. It's like I said, this is important. The last thing in a million years you want is to like accidentally hit something and just erase things that you can't retrieve. That's almost impossible if you have iCloud turned on. And if you have a backup, it's 100% impossible. So now it's going to start asking for my passcode to do things like turn off Find My iPhone, turn off location, turn off all sorts of things. So here, I'm going to type this in real quick. Okay, pull that back up, and it says this will delete all media, all data, reset all of your settings. I just thought of something. Cancel. There is an app that I did not check, and that's my DJI app. In my DJI app, there is a library. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. We're getting double cameras. Will that do some sort of like... Okay. I've recorded a few videos recently in my Steadicam, and they just save into the DJI app. They don't actually double save into your photo library until you tell it to. So I almost just lost all those. Let's go into my library here. Nope. I'm going to guess it's this play button, perhaps. There it is. And I'm going to select and say, I want all of these videos. Yeah, I want all of these saved. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. I should probably get these too. Oh, that's it. Oh, and look, there's Maya. I'll grab that. Alright, so I've essentially selected... Oh, maybe I can do it like this. Is that better? Okay, I've selected all... Sorry about that. I've selected all my videos in the DJI Osmo that I've been using to film some things. I did some custom street numbers recently. I mean, I guess I should select that one too. Okay. And this is all photos and videos. And I'm going to hit the save button down here. And it's going to kick those out over to the Photos app. Now, you know what that means? We need to do another backup. Because now these are all in my Photos app. So they need to be updated to my iCloud photo library. Stick with me. Sorry, it's a lot of lingo. And probably something I should have done beforehand, but this is a good... I mean, I literally just had that thought because I'm looking at the tripod that I used for this video the other day. And I'm thinking, oh, I never saved those. So that's good. That's why step 2, double check all your apps. Literally, just go through all of them. And if it's a dumb game you've never played in a long time, just delete it anyways, right? But going through your apps, you'll catch things like this that you forgot about. I remember, for example... So let's see. IKEA, no. Kitty Hawk is Cloud. Clone. I believe I've sent out my last 2 clones. Do I have both of those 3D models? Yes, I do. Okay, that's a 3D scanning app I needed to use. Oh, okay, there it is, my video. I want to make sure I haven't recorded anything in those. My iMovie's cleared out. Okay, so let's go back in to our settings and say erase all content and settings, and now let's force this back up again because this one's going to be probably a little bit longer because I just saved 35 giant videos. So when this replays on YouTube, I'm going to fast forward through this right here because you don't want to watch my phone update. But again, this is step 2, double check your apps. I would have just lost all those videos unless the DJI app itself uploads to a cloud, which it may because I'm signed in. I use a lot of drones and Steadicam, so my DJI library might have that. Surprised it's 1 minute remaining. Now the way you can check if you have another Apple device is I can just go into my photos and look and see if those videos showed up, right? Because it went from my phone up to the cloud and now from the cloud back down to my iPad or my laptop, one of the two. So while it's finishing that, I'm going to go grab the iPad. I'll be right back. Alright, well, I'm kind of glad it's taking a while to do this 1 minute, more like 5, because I just added at least a gigabyte to that. I'm going to double check this again real quick. So while we're at this screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my iPad here. And I'm going to go to the Photos app. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it kind of do its thing. It's saying updating. Updating. All right, it's adding some photos. That's good. It added some photos I just took yesterday, so that's good. It's definitely working. Let's see, it's downloading. It has the live video. I can play it. It's got sound. So that means the iCloud backup definitely worked. Photos I took on my phone this morning just showed up on my iPad. So that's a good sign. The one thing I want to check, though, is those videos I took with my DJI Osmo. So what I'm going to do is go into Albums here. And it's nice because Photos separates everything by media type. So I'm going to go into Videos. And I'm just going to double check. And I do not see the videos from the DJI. Because they're sorted by date. Unless the date is really off. So then what you can do is that you can go to like recently added. No. Alright, so the plot thickens. I'm just going to check my photos on here. Okay, now it did add. Alright. See, this one was 10 minutes. That's got to be pretty huge. But it has added them. Let's just hit play on this video. Oops, sorry. So sorry. Okay. Let's hit play. Yeah. This is when I was doing my... Alright. Anyways. Okay. So... I mean, those photos are there. Let's see if they start showing up again on my iPad. All photos. No, see, there's the pictures, but not the videos. Okay. Oh, and there we go. Do you see that, folks? Uploading 32 items. So, you know what? At this pace, I'm guessing we're looking at, with my 110 megabit upload, you're looking at probably 20-30 minutes. So, I could tell some jokes, I could entertain, I could do some work out in the workshop, but let's end this here. Let's hit pause. We've been through the first 4 steps. I'll start this up again. We'll do a live stream again, and I'll just quickly go through the first 4 and we'll pick back up. And we can do that in a few hours here. So, because I definitely need all these videos to upload, before I erase the phone, because they literally do not exist anywhere but this phone right now. I don't want to make you sit through that. So, you guys, thank you. It's been a minute since we streamed. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Hopefully I can help some people who are going through this process. And let's just end on this in a nutshell. The reason I do this is because I want my phone to be fresh and fast. I believe when you go between big operating systems from iOS 10 to 11, 11 to 12, now 12 to 13, that it's just really important to... I lost my train of thought. There's like someone... All right. It's just really important to start over fresh. You don't want a bunch of random settings and things left over from iOS 12 to interfere with 13 through the update process. It's like doing spring cleaning or getting your car detailed once a year. It's just, you're not going to believe how much longer your phone lasts. Your battery will feel like it's fresh again because there's not a lot of background processes happening. And you just download apps as you need them. So when I need ESPN to check a score, I'll go grab ESPN and I'll download it. It'll create its little space, and I think everything just runs so much quicker and nicer. So thank you for joining. Thank you for checking in. If you have any questions, you can tweet at us. You can ask on chat next time we're live. Thank you for your time, and we'll be up to iOS 13 tonight. So have a great afternoon, and I'll see you guys later for multi